What's up, guys? Welcome back to Double Down Gaming. My name is Dino, and this week we are looking at Far Cry New Dawn. And we asked ourselves, can you beat the entirety of Far Cry New Dawn with only a bow? But before we jump into it, let's roll that intro. Alright, guys. Well, this time we are doing something a little different. I challenged myself to see whether or not I could beat the entirety of Far Cry New Dawn with only using a bow. Now, for this specific challenge, the bows are classified as a weapon that can use an arrow. This is very important because the Slingshot, which is a second tier weapon, can use arrows. Aside from that, we will also be using our fists as long as melee weapons because they do not shoot bullets. First off, we had to start off in the train section, which was honestly annoying because I can't use the handgun that is provided to you at the very beginning. Again, only bow. So we had to sneak around, grab what we could, and basically take down anyone that was easy to take down. Once we got past that, we quickly ran to the end of that level, which will have a couple cutscenes. You get through the cutscenes, and then we are in the spot where you have to grab a couple of components and make the buzzsaw thrower, whatever that weapon was called, and we have to craft it, but you do not have to use it. So after crafting it, we quickly went down to the area that is guarded by a bunch of the highwaymen in order to get into prosperity. So through here it was pretty simple to get around. You basically just sneak by, stab these few couple people that are on the very far right of the entire complex. And then once you get to about this ledge, there's nowhere else to go except to bolt straight through it and hope that, you know, the RNG gods let you get by without getting shot. So that's what we did. We made it through. We got to prosperity. We quickly talked to them. And as soon as we did our character, it was time to get going. As soon as we got control again, it was time to dip out and go after the people that you would need. Now understand that in order to finish this game, prosperity has to go through 3 different levels. In order to get through those levels, you had to collect very specific people that bring them back to prosperity, and there are 3 or 4 missions that are mandatory to do. One of them is getting Rush back for the first time and saving him again the second time. So we go through this explanation of what we need to do. Once we get control again, we're off and ready to go. Now, one thing that I didn't notice was that you do not have any way of getting the bow early on. So you'll see me right here quickly run through and grab a bunch of resources, grab Camila, get out of here, and go for our first person that we are going to bring back to prosperity. While I was doing this quest, I made sure to grab as many resources as I could that were scattered around the world. This is because I had to do this entire mission with the entirety of a few other things without the bow. You do need materials for the bow, and that made the beginning of the run, at least, very difficult. Real quick, we talked to the people we needed to talk to, came back here, had to grab, I believe it was plans for the map source that this guy needed. We got it done. We finished this quest. After finishing this quest, we quickly head back. I thought I had enough components. Turns out I didn't. So real quick, had to go back, do a few of these loots. Here we basically punch a bell, get a bear to come out. I let Camila ultimately take care of the bear because I was only punching him. We quickly jumped down, grabbed what we needed to grab, and then dipped out. This was good, and you'll see me going back to loot areas specifically for perk points. Now that we have everything that we needed, we grabbed our bow and quickly went out to our first outpost. Again, took out a few enemies, made sure to take out the alarms because if not, they call reinforcements, and took over the outpost. Again, I will also be taking over outposts for one thing and one thing only, and that is for the fast travel and the ethanol. Ethanol is needed for me to upgrade the home base, which is required in order to progress the story. So that made it very difficult, especially because I'm trying to take these over with a bow. Now, after that, we quickly went and did this one quest, which was to save one of the helpers that you can get on your roster, which was this little dog. A little bit of parkour later, grabbing a key, killing these enemies, and then we come back to save his doggy friends, and you're done here. After this, I never actually used him, which was kind of a waste of time. But as you can see here, before I go do anything else, I quickly rushed out with Camila, grabbed a couple more outposts, grabbed a bit more ethanol to upgrade the home base. Once the home base was to a certain amount, you'll see me switch out of this wooden bow into the next bow, while at the same time still going out looting stuff for those perk points. I do need specific perks to get by. One importantly is the repair tool, which you will need later on in the run, if you'll see. After that, I go talk to the first person that we will be needing to grab to Paradise. This mission consists of you going out, doing some parkour, grabbing a couple of items that were stolen from Prosperity, finishing that off, grabbing another one of those saw throwers that you needed, and then you are done here. Once you're done here, you are going to go back and talk to her. She will finish the quest, and then we're off again to the next part of this. Here we go again with more looting. This was just a simple memorize the puzzle, head back downstairs to the basement, do the puzzle, and then you can see me just quickly grabbing my loot and getting out of there. And after grabbing that loot, we did the first part of our main story, which was going to go grab Rush. You grab a key, you go under this cave, and you find Rush. And this is where I ran into my first problem. My problem here was the fact that when you get in here, the only way to get across this section is by literally using the gun on the vehicle, and unfortunately we cannot kill anybody due to this run. But I did find a loophole around this, and that was the fact that if you shoot the tires on the vehicles, they stop chasing you. So that is basically what I aimed for. I kept shooting tires or doing my best to rev them off course. We got lucky a few times with ATVs flipping over each other. Ultimately, we got through that section and then took Rush to Prosperity, which got rid of the first section of it and upgrading Prosperity to level 2. After upgrading Prosperity, I went back to grab a few more outposts, which would be necessary for fast travel, and again ethanol in order to complete a few other upgrades that are needed for home base in order for you to progress. You need to have a total of 16 upgrades, I believe, before you can continue onward. When upgrading Prosperity for the first time, you will have this little battle here that you see of us trying to defend against highwaymen. Honestly, just keep everybody off of the main port or main porch and you should be fine. They do try to plant bombs, but that ain't that big of a deal. Ultimately, we cleared this. Once you clear this, you get a quick cutscene with Kim and her dead friends. Then we get back to it. Once we are done here, we go off and we are going to continue to grab the people that we need. I don't know why it is that you need to have specific people in Prosperity or a certain number of people in Prosperity to continue, but this was one of them. You go in here, it's a bunch of water valves and basically race against the time to survive, get out, grab her stash, give it back to her, and you are done with this mission. After this, we go after another one, which was probably my favorite one, Nick Rye. He is one of the people from the FarCry 5 storyline, so we get to go save him after we loot up this area real quick. Again, I am looting places just for the fact that I need the perk points. There's another mission that was obviously unavoidable. We have to basically do these weird steam traps. Then you talk to him, you black out after drinking his liquor. You wake up into a giant battle, which I died here multiple times. It was just a matter of getting lucky at one point where I was able to get the enemy stuck in certain locations, beat them down, and we managed to survive long enough for this to end. Once it ends, the person here tells you that he is going to move to Prosperity and you are now done with this section. As you can see here, this was the most annoying fight ever. Camille did a lot, actually, believe it or not. I relied on her a lot for this run, just for the fact that I cannot shoot a gun and these heavier armor people need to be taken down quickly. So we finish this up and then we go out. Once you see that marker, we're gone to the next section. This is Rye. We need to get him out of here, and this was literally the easiest part of the entire run. You just get him to his plane, get inside of his plane, and then drive his plane to a safe house that he has somewhere, I don't remember where. You get the plane into the safe house. Once it is in the safe house, it's just a quick jog back up to Prosperity. And once you get to Prosperity, you get this nice little cutscene with him and his wife, and then we're off once more. That took care of most of them, which starts up the New Eden quest. You go to New Eden, you find out that Jacob Seed is calling you. He is an evil person from Far Cry 5. And then we go off this weird magical like treasure hunt or whatever. You gotta light up these 3 beacons, which I am showing here very quickly. this was very fast, honestly, even when I did it. So we got through this fairly quickly. But once you get all of these, you finally are given access to Jacob's bunker. You go in there and you grab his book, which you then need to take back to New Eden once again. Once you take it back to New Eden, you talk to Ethan, which is Jacob's son, and we are back on track to the next step, which is to prove our worth. So we meet up these guys here, and then have to start climbing up this mountain to ignite the flames of Eden. Basically just take out a couple of these guards on your way up there. Once you clear them all out, he will talk to you one more time, and he will tell you that you need to release the gas and then ignite it. So as we go inside, we quickly break these valves. Every valve needs to be broken. There are a total of 3. Once all 3 are broken, all you need to do is get out of here and then quickly ignite the flame. We waited for it to light up. Once it was lighted up, we talked to him one more time. He tells us that we are done here, and then it is back to Eden. Once we are back in Eden, we go talk to Ethan, telling everybody that we are an outcast, and it was all a trick because he wants us to find proof that Jacob's seed is dead. So here we go on a lengthy boat ride to find proof of Jacob, whether dead or alive. And from here, you basically travel through the bliss, light a few bonfires, and make your way to Jacob's seed's hideout, or the last place that they saw him. This is honestly fairly quickly. It's just a little bit annoying, but we get through it. And from here, we meet Jacob's seed, who then tells you to eat a fruit from the tree. And now you're in a weird dream state where you have to fight a bear. Yes, you have to fight a bear. Basically, the bear was fairly simple. Shoot him in the stomach a couple times, and then you get this weird Hulk power, and you punch the bear to death at the very end, which was honestly pretty fun. Just punching a bear in the face. It was comical. Other than that, once you're done there, you wake up, and then you are returning back to Eden with Jacob. Jacob now tells you that he will help you. He bestows to you the gift of Eden, which you need for something later on. You do go back after that. You meet the twins, which you can see here. They shoot him. Okay, we're done with Rush, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you Hulk out on them. And this is actually why I needed those skill points. So as you can see there in that cutscene, you Hulk out. That is an ability given to you by the gift of Eden. And with enough perk points, you get through that, and it'll be useful later on. Here, we get a quest to get closer to the twins in order to finish them. You talk to that guy, and then you have this giant brawl in this weird tournament thing. Once you clear the tournament and take out their champion, you're done, and you got to go back and talk to the same guy once more, and you are done with that part. After that, you have to fast travel to a different location, and you talk to him one more time. Now you have to go to prison. So you get in the back of his truck, and he basically takes you to jail. Once in prison, you do, the basics. You go in there, pretend to be a good citizen, and then continue to make your way out. And we start to basically break out of jail by killing people. You take out as many guards as possible. Try not to alert the alarms. This was difficult just because of the fact that, you don't have weapons to period. So I basically used Eden's gift, punched this dude out. Once you take out the warden, I just climbed to the highest tower, jumped off, and used my wingsuit, which surprisingly they don't take away from you. But that's how I got through that. Then you talk to this guy one more time, and now he tells you have to go enter the derby, win the derby. Once you win the derby, you get a private lunch with the twins. So we basically did that. We go, we talk to him. He goes, gets you your ride. You wait for him. He comes back with your ride. You get in the car, and you go win the derby. The derby is basically just kill everybody who is in the race. Once you've done that, you obviously win the derby, and you're granted presence with the twins, which is quickly canceled out because they have to leave somewhere. And then right after that, the party gets pretty bad. You got to kill everybody that was already there at the dinner table. Once you kill them, you promptly grab your weapons and make your escape out of the derby area before you die, which is what I did here. I just ended up jumping out over the fence because it was too much work to try and get around, especially with only a bow. So we get out, we jumped, and now we are off to find the twins one more time, which you are told are in Eden. So now we go to Eden's Gate one more time. Once you get here, it starts off the cutscene, and you instantly start your fight with Mickey and Lou, which was impossible with a bow. But after probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours of grueling back and forth between them, I finally am able to take out Lou first, mainly because she has a flamethrower and is close range at all times. Once Lou was dead, Mickey was a little bit easier, aside from the fact of having to take care of the dogs every now and then. So I ended up just beating her down with Eden's gift. Once they are done, you get a quick cutscene. I chose to spare Mickey in this one. I don't know why, but I figured why not. She said she'd leave, so I leave her alone. And now we have to go find Ethan. Here we make our way back to the tree fruit where you have Jacob and Ethan. They talk, Ethan eats the fruit, and then we continue. We go on to fight Ethan as this giant Sasquatch beast. Basically, this wasn't too hard. Just avoid him, whittle down his health, and ultimately we finished him off with a very simple bow shot to the face. And after that, we let the credits roll. And that was the end of the Far Cry bow run. Can you do it? Yes. Was it easy? Hell the fuck no. This was probably one of the hardest runs ever. And you're seeing this ending right here thinking, oh my god, I have a gun now. No, you do not have to shoot Jacob. You do not. You could leave him there. My bad, his name was Joseph. Apparently I've been saying it wrong, but you don't have to shoot him. Just leave him there. He'll ultimately ask for offer release, and that's it. You're done. Just go back to Prosperity, visit Rush's grave, and you're done. That's it. That's the run. But I mean, it was great. It took forever. It took me about 4 hours to fully complete it, over the span of a couple days. But if you guys did enjoy the video, let me know. And let me know if you guys want to see more challenges like this. I'm more than willing to do them. But y'all know the drill. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video.